times where you have to do some of the work, but not all of it, okay? And so let's make this as simple as possible. We're going to try and put this equation in, okay? That's the first thing we're going to do today, all right? So when I say I want you to reset your calculators, you're just going to reset them. How do we do that? Second plus 7, 1, 2, okay? Make sure they're reset. Now, the first thing you need to do before you use this calculator to put in an equation is you need to change the windows, all right? And what you're doing is you're saying, I want to calculate something that might be this big. So we've decided in 8th grade math that we're going to set them to 250. So what I want you to do is hit the Windows key, which is right here, okay? All right, you get window, X minimum, X maximum. You know what your X-axis is, the one that goes across, correct? So it says down here on your cheat sheet that you're going to set your X minimum to negative 250. Now, you cannot use the subtract key. You must use the negative key. So I'm going to put in there negative 250. Okay? Then I'm going to arrow down to the X maximum. X maximum down here says 250, so I'm going to just put 250. When you have the X set at 250 and negative 250, it means that it will include any answer that has an X value between 250 and negative 250, okay? All right, now we have this next one. We always just leave it on 1, okay? So arrow, do not clear. Then you have a Y minimum. We're going to make this look as square as possible. We're going to put negative 250 for the Y minimum and 250. Now, if you hit clear to get off this screen right now, what will happen is you will clear what you put in. So what do we do when we need to get out but we don't want to clear? Second and mode, which is the quit button. And that's what it says down here in your instructions. Now, you will have to know how to do this for the assessment. I will not give you instructions. You will need to learn to do this. So every time when you leave, you want to reset so that you can practice setting it, because you will get an error message if you do not at times. The other couple of things you need to know is, when do you use a negative sign, which is smaller, or a subtract? And I will show you very close up front. If you look at your calculator, and I'm going to zoom in on mine, okay, do you notice that the negative sign is shorter and up higher? Okay, the subtract sign is lower and it's longer. All right, this calculator will give you errors if you use the wrong sign. Although subtract and negative are basically the same operation, this calculator, you must use them correctly in order to get your results. And I've written you some notes about that on your sheet. It says you use the negative sign, okay, before a lone number or a variable. Also before an expression. And I gave you answers down here. Expression, negative 5x plus 3. Okay? Negative x. Negative 3x. Negative 3. So if you have a equals negative 3, equals negative 3x. So you would be using the negative sign for those situations. You use the subtract sign when it's between two numbers, between two variables, or one variable and a number. So, for example, 5 minus x, x minus 5, 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3x, 5x minus 3. You would use the subtract. So anytime it's between two things, you use the subtract key. Okay? Let's try one. Let's hit, says push y equals. Y equals is right up here in the corner. You push it. And right now you have flashing on Y1, and you notice that the color is blue. Please don't change these things, okay? Yes, they are changeable, and if you own your own calculator, you can have at it, change all you want. But for us, we need them to be consistent, okay, for certain reasons, and I'll help you. Y equals is right up here in the corner, okay? So I'm going to put, do you notice that I put a line down the equal sign, okay? So I'm going to put everything on the right side under Y1. I'm going to hit the 5, and it's not the time sign, it's the X key, which is right here. Do y'all see it? Okay, 5X, and then I have plus 5. That's all I'm going to put on that side. Then on this side of the equation, it says 25. So I'm going to arrow down to Y2, and I'm going to press 25. Now it says press graph. So do you see the button that says graph over here in the corner? Yeah. All right, I'm going to press it. The first line is blue. That's the top equation. That comes up pretty quick. Because you didn't put something in right. Yep, because you didn't follow instructions when we were putting in our windows. Okay? This is, I'm telling you guys, this will only, you've got to pay attention. Did you get an error? No, yours is not right either. Lord have mercy, people. Okay. All right, I want all of you to hit second and quit. And I want you to hit the Windows key. And I want you to tell me if yours looks like mine. Second and quit. And then hit the Windows key.
I forgot the 0.
Find where you made your problem and your error.
Mine is the same way.
Okay?
But I still got it wrong.
No, you won't get it wrong. I'll tell you right now, you will not get it wrong if it is exactly the same. You don't have a negative on your Y minimum.
I got it, miss.
Okay?
I fixed it.
That little sign, do you see what it did to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? So when you get an error message, the first thing you do is you check your windows. Okay? Because if they're not set right, it'll give you an error message. The second thing you do is you go back to Y equals, and you look to make sure your negative sign is correct and your subtract sign is correct. Okay? Because that would be the other issue. All right, let's go back and go on. Everybody has it now? All right, so I want you to go back to Y equals. Everybody should have that in their calculator.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? Everybody. All right, so now hit graph. The first line is blue. The second one, which is under Y2, is red. Okay? Now, the red one sometimes takes a little while to come, and you've got to learn to be patient for it. See, you guys are still talking. I'm going to move you tomorrow. Okay? All right. Now, your solution, and we're gonna do steps to actually find the number of the solution. It is where this blue line and this red line cross each other. That is the solution. Okay? That is what you solve by hand for. X equals this. All right? So we're gonna get to where you just look at a graph and you'll be able to tell me the solution. But right now, I'm going to teach you how to solve this. So the next step, it said push second button, trace button, which was right next to graph, then hit 5. We want the intersection, 5, and then you have to press enter, enter, enter. What does it say in this corner down here that the intersection X is equal to?
4.
That's your answer. X equals 4. Now, if you needed a point, it would be 425. Your X value would be 4. Your Y value would be 25. Okay? So let's try this again. Let's go to Y equals. Let's go to our notes. Okay? And to clear this out, you can just highlight it and clear, go down, highlight it and clear, go back up to Y1. Okay? Is everybody with me? Yes, but we're way past that now. Okay? so I've got an equal sign. What are we going to do? We're going to put a line through it. We're going to write y1, y2. And those who think that you didn't need to write down what I asked you to write down for math, you got it wrong. Maybe you'll do this. All right, y1, what are we going to enter? 2x plus 5. Okay? Then I'm going to arrow down to y2, and I'm going to put in 13. Everybody with me? Now, what's the next step it says? Push what? Graph. So graph's over here in the corner. We're going to press graph. We're going to wait for two lines, a blue line and a red line. But you're going to have to be patient, because if you aren't, you're not going to get an answer. Once that red line is all the way across, what are we going to push? Second, trace, 5, enter, enter, enter. And what's our answer?
4.
So x equals 4. Easy enough?
Yes.
Better than doing it by hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try next one. Go back to y equals, clear, clear, go up to y1. Okay? We're going to put in 4x. Now, is that a subtract or a minus?
A negative. Oh, wait. It's a subtract.
Or is it a negative sign? Which one? A subtract. It's between two things. Subtract 3. And then under y2 is a 9. All right? What are you going to do next? Graph. This is the hardest part, is waiting for both of them to come all the way across. Okay? All right, now what are we going to do? Second, trace, 5, enter, enter, enter. And what do we get? X equals 3. Okay? All right, what do I have that's not written there? It's called the invisible 1. It's called the invisible 1. Now, we don't have to put it in this calculator, but you just need to know that there is a number there, okay? But we don't have to put it in this calculator. It doesn't need it. It doesn't care. So let's press here, y equals, clear, go down, clear, go up. Now, on this x, am I going to use a subtract sign or a negative sign?
Negative.
So I'm going to put in negative x plus 5. Then I'm going to go down to y2 and put 1. I'm going to hit what after that? Graph. I'm seriously, you guys, I know you guys want to use it like a controller, but number 1, you need to be sitting up straight to do math. And number 2, if you leave it on your desk, you're not going to be pushing buttons you don't want to be pushing. Okay? That's why I have it down on my desk. Okay? So now what am I going to press? Second, trace, 5, enter, enter, enter. And what do we get? 4. So x is equal to 4. All right, this one. You have to put it in just like you see it, okay? Just like you see it, and it'll work just fine. So let's go back to y equals, clear, down, clear, go up. This is distributed multiplication. It's 3 times x and 3 times 2. But for our calculator, all we're going to do is exactly what we see. 3. You have parentheses right above 8 and 9, so you're going to put in a parentheses sign. Then you're going to put x plus 2, close your parentheses. If you don't put those parentheses in, you're not going to get the right answer. So then go down and put your 15. Hit graph. Did you get the same answer?
Yes.
So you want to go back to doing them by hand? No. Okay, clear, go down clear. Let's try parentheses again. 2 parentheses. 2x. Is that a subtract or a negative sign?
Negative.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh,
What is it when it's between anything? A subtract sign. That's what I was saying over there. Subtract 1, close your parentheses. It's between a variable and a number. Okay? Then down here I've got 10. Okay, you have 10 minutes. I want you to do as many of these as you possibly can do in 10 minutes. I would put that behind your behind your purple and orange chart. Okay, that yellow, just put it up there so because you're going to want to be referring to it, and that way you will have that to refer to. Okay. And then your notes go in your notes. I would put the yellow behind your purple and orange chart so that you have it up front where you can refer to it. Two. And those are the two that you're missing. Do you need to take a calculator home so you get this done? Okay, we'll check on that. Okay, will you please stop talking, Elena? Anybody having error messages come up? You finished them all? Yes. Okay, sometimes your calculators will freeze. Yours didn't freeze. And I will teach you what to do when it freezes. Okay, first off, you're trying to use it like a controller. I'm telling you, you can't get away with that and be accurate. Second, so now it's second, trace, 5, and you have something entered wrong.
It's the number classification or that. See y'all over here telling me.
You know what? You're supposed to be wearing Make sure you reset your calculator. If you completed it, make sure you reset your calculator. Put your things up.
And leave.
Well, you have about 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's complete portrait.
Now you know you're doing quick, huh?
Oh, we do prodigy.
I'm going to end the day. If you guys finish, if you finish early, you can get on the computer. I'll have something on there. Well, we don't do it a lot in here. So does the dog. I think it's a great practice tool, but it's not something that I want you to do all the time. It's just a skill. It's not.
I kind of like it.
You know.
Nah, that's what they had to do. Terrible. Dang, I moved slow. I took 3 minutes to put that up.
Well, you probably didn't have it. Turn in what you got done. If you didn't complete it, turn in what you got done. Go take a break if you're staying.
Is it a love murder relationship?
Come on, turn in what you got.
What I just said. Oh.
Do you have a class 4 through?
I have a tutorial.
There are a lot of people in it, or
There's 4
so me, Chris,
and 2 girls.
those are 2 girls.
Don't worry about it. Go take a break and then come back ready to work. Okay?
We're gonna work hard.